Hi everyone, my name is Samantha Dice, and today I'm going to be talking to you about French designer and businesswoman Gabrielle Coco Chanel. Gabrielle Chanel is the founder and namesake of the House of Chanel, and she ruled Parisian haute couture for 6 decades. She created clothing, jewelry, handbags, fragrance, and makeup. Gabrielle Coco Chanel is also the only fashion designer listed on Time magazine's list of the 100 most influential people of the 20th century. Gabrielle Coco Chanel was born on August 19, 1883 in France. She was born into an impoverished family, as her mother was a laundrywoman and her father was a street vendor. Chanel's mother died early in her life, and shortly after her mother's death, her father abandoned her to the orphanage Aubazine Monastery, as shown in the image here. During Chanel's time at Aubazine, she learned to sew, which arguably started the career of one of the most iconic names in fashion. Early in Gabrielle's life, she worked as a seamstress just to make some money. During this time, she also worked as a cabaret singer, which is where she earned her iconic nickname, Coco, which was given to her after the name of a song that she used to perform. As a teenager, Gabrielle became involved with several wealthy men who allowed her to experience the world of luxury. One of these men, in fact, provided her with the money to open a millinery shop in Paris in 1910. Her first shop was called Chanel Modes. Her hats were worn by French actresses of the time, which helped Chanel gain her initial attraction. In 1912, Chanel opened her first boutique. The first line she sold in this boutique was a sportswear line made of jersey material that would forever change how women dress. Just 3 years later, Chanel opened her first couture house. It was in this house that she designed her first original couture line. In 1918, Gabrielle purchased a building at 31 Rue Cambon and set up her couture house there. This building housed the boutique, salon, and workshops. What's unique about this building is that it still has the same layout today. In 1921, Chanel launched her first perfume, Chanel No. 5. Chanel was the first major fashion designer to introduce perfume. This perfume was considered revolutionary for the time, and it was wildly successful, making it the financial basis of her entire empire. In 1924, Chanel launched her first cosmetics line, including powders and lipsticks. And in the following year, Chanel created the tweed suit, one of her most iconic garments ever made. The Chanel tweed suit is characterized by its collarless jacket and fitted skirt. In 1926, Chanel created another iconic garment, the LBD, or the little black dress. This garment was revolutionary, as Chanel took a color that was once associated with mourning and showed how chic it could be for evening wear. The next year, Chanel launched her first skincare products. The line contained 15 products. In 1932, Chanel created the Bijoux de Diamant collection, a 45-piece high jewelry collection. This collection was her first high jewelry collection and really paved the way for Chanel's success in jewelry. In 1939, Chanel's empire was threatened. During World War II, Chanel closed her couture house. Chanel had associations with a German diplomat during the Nazi occupation, and it ruined her reputation. When the war ended, Chanel was interrogated about her relationship, and it was rumored that she was a secret spy for Germany, but she was never formally charged. Her relationship with a Nazi officer was seen as a betrayal of her country, and she lived in a sort of exile in Switzerland for years before returning to fashion in 1954. Chanel held a fashion show shortly after she reopened her couture house. She received scathing reviews from critics, but the American consumer loved the jersey set collection she created, and it sparked the return of her empire. Shortly after her return, Chanel created yet another iconic garment, the 2.55 quilted handbag. This bag was created with a sliding chain to bring functionality and fashion together. This iconic style has only increased in value, as today this bag costs more than $6,000. The following year, Chanel created the trimmed tweed suit. This picture shows Marie Arnaud wearing a suit from the 1958-59 Fall-Winter Couture collection. In 1957, Chanel created another revolutionary style, the two-tone shoes. These shoes were known for their ability to be comfortable and chic at the same time. The House of Chanel was at its height, and all throughout the 1960s, celebrities were seen wearing iconic Chanel pieces. Jackie Kennedy was a frequent wearer of the Chanel suit, and Elizabeth Taylor was often seen with the Chanel accessory. In January 1971, Gabrielle Chanel passed away at her apartment. The brand was in a slump for many years after its creator's death, but in 1983 came the arrival of Karl Lagerfeld. Lagerfeld was named the artistic director of the brand and brought life back into every aspect of Chanel, from ready-to-wear to haute couture. 3 years after his appointment, Karl Lagerfeld created his first campaign for Chanel. His campaign can be seen in the image here. In 1993, the brand recreated a necklace from the 1932 Bijou collection and created a fine jewelry line. A few years later, in 1996, Karl Lagerfeld created the Fall/Winter Ready-to-Wear collection that marked a turning point in the aesthetics for this time. A year after this pivot line was created, Virginie Viard was named director of the couture studio, and shortly after, director of ready-to-wear as well. The House of Chanel had many successful years under Lagerfeld's leadership. In 2019, Karl Lagerfeld passed away, and Virginie was appointed artistic director. The House of Chanel released a statement saying, like Gabrielle and Karl, Virginie reinvents collection after collection, keeping in mind simplicity and detail. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about Chanel's most iconic creations. First is the LBD, or the little black dress. Chanel created the LBD as a way for women to have access to luxury pieces at an affordable price. The dress is symbolic of power, elegance, and luxury. Second is the Chanel No. 5 perfume. As I talked about earlier, Chanel was the first major fashion designer to create a perfume. This perfume was revolutionary in composition and presentation. The name of the perfume was decided as Chanel picked the fifth version of the scents that she was presented with. Chanel No. 5 has also been dubbed the best-selling perfume of all time. Next is the tweed jacket. The tweed jacket was created to mix masculinity and femininity, and this was done by using a tweed fabric with a men's jacket silhouette. These jackets have been seen on people like Princess Diana and Jackie Kennedy. Then Chanel created the 2.55 quilted bag. This bag was born because Chanel wanted something that was hands-free yet fashionable. This bag is still one of Chanel's best sellers today. Next, we have the two-tone shoe. The beige leather of the shoe helps elongate the legs, and the black tip makes the foot look smaller. The elastic strap that was added around the heel was added for more comfort, marking a revolution in women's shoes. And lastly, Chanel's pearls. Chanel was a force to be reckoned with in the world of costume jewelry. She was known for combining jewelry with her clothing, and she most famously did this with pearls. The Chanel pearl necklace is one of the brand's best-selling pieces. Chanel is most known for her timeless designs. The iconic tweed suit and pearl necklace has never gone out of style. Chanel is also famous for popularizing black for all occasions. Before Chanel, black was only worn for mourning, but she claimed that black could be chic for a night out, and this idea forever changed the way we wear the color black. Chanel also felt it was her duty to liberate women through comfortable silhouettes. She was credited in the post-World War I era with popularizing a sporty, casual chic look as the feminine standard of style. She did this in conjunction with her use of the jersey fabric. Chanel operates in many retail formats, the most popular being online at Chanel.com and in their standalone boutiques like the ones seen in the images here. These are pictures of the Chanel flagships in New York and Paris. Chanel Beauty and Fragrance is also sold in department stores like Nordstrom and Saks Fifth Avenue. More recently, Chanel is being sold by retailers like Shopbop. You can also purchase vintage or used Chanel items through resale sites. These resale sites have become increasingly popular as it's a way for middle-class consumers to purchase luxury goods. Chanel's target customer is women ages 18 to 40 who are inclined towards fashionable accessories. These women are in the upper middle class and have an annual income of over $100,000. Chanel's target customer is someone who sees themselves as affluent, as Chanel represents status and wealth. In the top left, you can see Kate Middleton wearing a Chanel tweed suit. And then to the right, you can see fashion blogger Fashion Jackson wearing a Chanel bag. Poppy Delevingne and Stassi Schroeder are also seen pictured here wearing Chanel. Chanel has created many exhibits and sponsorships over the years. In Paris, the Gabrielle Chanel Manifeste Mode was the first retrospective exhibit dedicated to the designer. What was so unique about this exhibit was that you could experience it virtually due to the travel restrictions imposed during 2020. In 2012, Karl Lagerfeld held a Little Black Jacket exhibition where there was over 100 photos of Lagerfeld's muses wearing the iconic brand's Little Black Jackets. The exhibit traveled all over the world. Chanel's Paris apartment has been designated as a historical monument and has recently been restored, so you can see an image of her apartment in the upper right corner here. Chanel is also an exclusive sponsor of the City of Paris Fashion Museum. Even today, Chanel is still the powerhouse of the luxury fashion world. Chanel has 47.6 million Instagram followers, which is the most of any luxury brand. And the company brought in over $10 billion of revenue in 2020 alone. The company is owned by the Werthenheimer family, and Virginie is still the appointed creative director. Version 8 is not just focused on creating a product, but the story behind the product, and that is how the legacy of Chanel will continue on. And these are my references. Thank you.